Domestic Girlfriend. First off, who names a show Domestic Girlfriend? Like, is it just a girlfriend that doesn't leave the country? Like, what's the other option? An international girlfriend who is also your stepsister? This is about what went through my mind when being introduced to this bottomless pit of an anime called Domestic Nakanojo. I hope that was pronounced correctly, or otherwise known as Domestic Girlfriend in American. Picture this. I just came off my shonen high. I watched Naruto, caught up to Boruto, started watching some newer shonen like Jujutsu Kaisen, and I was having a great time. But once I'm done with these shows, I am left wanting more. In hindsight, it was at this moment I probably should have just booted up some Demon Slayer or some normal respectable show. However, that is obviously not what happened. I decided that I'm old enough, I'm mature enough to move on in my anime viewing career. And what better way to do that than find a show with girlfriend in the title? You've got Domestic Girlfriend, Rent-A-Girlfriend, Girlfriend, and of course, out of those many options, I somehow choose the wrong one. And for those of you that have never seen it and are extremely confused right now, allow me to explain. Domestic Girlfriend is a romance drama anime, emphasis on the drama, that revolves around this idea of a boy named Natsuo Fuji doing some extracurricular activities with an acquaintance named Rui, and subsequently falling in love with a completely different girl named Hina, who happens to be his teacher. Already, you're deep in an extremely uncomfortable position when watching this, because he is doing these things with Rui simply because they both think that the whole first time thing is too much pressure. You know, kids being kids, they would rather just get it over with. And while Rui may be actually developing some real feelings for this man, the other girl, Hina, is the only thing on his mind. And it only gets worse when it is revealed that these two girls are actually, wait for it, sisters. There it is, that's the plot. Nope, that's not it. The mother of these two girls and the father of our young Natsuo actually decide to get married to one another, meaning that these three young individuals all become siblings. Now, you would hope that such an occurrence would persuade these youngsters to, stop doing things, aka each other, but no, that does not happen at all. There is a fully fledged love triangle that forms between literal siblings, and before I get comments, I know it's not by blood, but you are very weird, please just stop. But this leads to some extremely uncomfortable scenes, and as someone that had only watched shows like Naruto prior to this, it's needless to say I was slightly concerned. My innocent eyes and ears were witnessing a very slow 12-episode-long car crash where you knew what would inevitably happen at some point, but the interest and allure is how exactly it would happen. You know pretty quickly that when watching this show that Natsuo is going to have to make a choice. The choice is pretty simple, his younger sister or his older sister. Now, I understand most people have not read the manga, so I don't want to give too much away, but you clicked on this video, you signed up for this, so I'll give you some cliff notes. Natsuo puts a baby in Rui. So there it is. He chose the younger sister. Roll the credits. No. This is basically what you thought would happen the entire manga up until the last few chapters. Hina ends up making a drunken comeback towards the end and leads to one of the most insane endings to a story I've ever seen. And by insane, I mean absolutely awful. It's pretty universally acknowledged that the ending to this story is atrocious. So if you really want the full story and details, I guess go give it a shot and feel a new level of anger just like I once did. But honestly, I'm not sure how much I could recommend this story to people, especially newcomers to anime, because as the title states, I quite literally gave up on anime after this story, and I think the combination of this anime being the most raunchy story I'd ever seen, mixed with probably the weirdest ending to a story I have ever seen, led to me just saying, you know what, I don't need this in my life. I am going to go do anything else. And that's how I felt for a good while until I decided, you know what, let me try out this new Rent-A-Girlfriend show. Hopefully it won't be like the other Girlfriend show. It sounds really weird, but let's try it. And thankfully, if you've ever seen Rent-A-Girlfriend, you know it is much more PG and is actually a decent story. But yeah, that's basically my experience with one of the weirdest shows I've ever watched, Domestic Girlfriend. If you've seen the show, drop some comments on how you felt about it. I know it's a pretty polarizing show, and if you have not seen the show, continue at your own risk. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Faster than my wallet, and the other king, the pampana kid with the run.